Here is Natalie Wood wearing my shirt, and it works perfectly for her because Natalie Wood is a soft, natural winter like myself. Though her necklace looks better on her than my necklace because actually the necklace that I was wearing was not quite soft natural. It was a little bit too bold. A soft natural jewelry should be intricate, delicate, and have some texture to it and creativity. And as you can see, she is a soft natural. I got this off a website. David Kibbe has analyzed her as a soft natural, which is my clothing personality. Now look how silly the soft natural clothing personality looks on Loree McBride, who's a dramatic summer. And Loree also she looks pretty good. She's dressed in her dramatic clothing personality there in black. So that's okay on her, but she looks better in silver because she is a summer. And black is more of a winter color, though dark gray is almost black, so she's acceptable there. And dark gray is a summer color. But she's a summer, she's not a winter, so she needs more pastels in her colors. But because she's a dramatic, like Camila here is a soft dramatic, and she looks silly in my soft natural winter shirt. Zack Knight said my shirt would look good on anybody. No, Zack Knight, there are different clothing personalities, and only a soft natural winter would look good in my shirt. Here is Loree McBride in her summer colors and dramatic clothing personality. I dressed her up appropriately. That's her best look. And you can see here, silver is also a summer color like she is. And the dramatic, kind of showy, flashy, dramatic clothing personality that looks really good on Loree McBride. Here is Camila always at the Oscar ceremonies, but this is a Photoshop picture. It looks like an overlay of Camila over Matthew. Camila actually materialized into his limousine and threatened to blow up the Oscars if he wouldn't act happy with her. Look how good she looks in gold, whereas before she was in lime green, and that looked good on her. And she looks good in gold. Those are both autumn colors. But she doesn't look good in summer silver, not as good. But she's wearing the dramatic clothing personality, so she can get away with it. She's got her clothing personality right here. She doesn't have her colors. Again, gold she's in autumn. She looks good in gold. Say, why are you doing this? I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to say that there is something to this, that different women have different clothing personalities, and what looks good on one woman is not going to look good on another woman. And that our clothing personalities we're born with, okay, and our colors, that doesn't change. So it's in our genes. And Camila's genes are, she's an autumn an autumn soft dramatic. She's wearing soft dramatic here. Soft dramatic is kind of like a blend between feminine and bold. And, oh, this looks dreadful. Matthew is a summer natural, and summers do not wear orange well. And Camila looks dreadful in winter's white. She should stick to her autumn colors like down where her skirt is. She's also not wearing her clothing personality. She's trying to be a natural, and she is a soft dramatic. Okay, there I dressed up Matthew in his colors and his clothing personality. He looks good here. He's a summer natural, and that's his best look there. Kind of like navy blue's a summer color. Okay, again, Camila does not look good in white icy pink, though she is dressed as soft dramatic here, so she looks good in spite of the fact that she's not wearing her colors, because she's wearing her clothing personality, soft dramatic, kind of like the bold. But she looked better with lime green, like I had in an earlier picture. This is a definite Photoshop here. I mean, look at Ludmila. She looks like she's overlaid on top of Vladimir. And Ludmila needs to wear her colors. She is not a winter, so she shouldn't wear black and white. And she doesn't look good in the suit look. She is a theatrical romantic like Vivian Lee. And she should wear her clothing personality and her colors. She's an autumn. She looks good in the colors of the autumn leaves and gold. Okay, this is definite Photoshop here. I mean, Jesuits, who are you trying to fool, okay? I mean, look at this. The guy looks like he's right next to Vladimir, and then... Okay, another Photoshop. Vladimir's arm over Ludmila looks like it's been pasted over. I don't even think they were together. Another Photoshop, Vladimir looks like he was pasted over Ludmila. And she's wearing her colors, but she's not wearing a clothing personality. And even the almighty Russian president is not immune to Jesuit targeting. He is one of Ludmila. They even admitted at their website, which my men took down, that Ludmila is an agent, a Jesuit agent. Here's Larissa, the woman Vladimir married in 1983, who died in 2000. Summer, she looks good in the silver. Again, look at this. Camila is a soft, dramatic autumn. She does not look good in winter, soft, natural. Though her earrings are dramatic, so it makes her look acceptable, sort of acceptable in this picture, but the shirt underneath, that's not her. Not her at all. It doesn't look like her. As you can see, I look good in this shirt, but Camila does not. So Zack Knight is wrong. Women do have different clothing personalities and colors, and they need to be true to themselves to look their best. And Camila is just, you can even see the orange tones in her skin. She's an autumn. And just like Ludmila is an autumn, unlike Larissa, the woman Vladimir married in 1983, who was a summer soft classic. Ludmila is an autumn theatrical romantic. Theatrical romantic is feminine, shiny, and glittery. Okay, like Vivien Leigh, like Ludmila. Their faces tend to be a little broader than the soft classic face, which was Ludmila. Usually the soft classic face is the perfect face shape, the perfect oval, whereas romantics tend to be a little bit more rounded. Okay, here is Larissa with Vladimir. You can tell he's loved his wife. This was the real woman, Larissa, he married in 1983. She's a soft pastel summer Larissa. She's a classic. This is theatrical romantic Vivien Leigh. Face a little bit broader, eyes a little bit more pronounced, a little bit bolder look to the whole demeanor. Okay, Larissa is softer. She's a soft, classic summer. She looks good in pastels, the suit look, medium everything, nothing extreme. Here again, Larissa. Her eyes are even darker than Ludmila. She looks like she has darker eyes than Ludmila. Two different women. She looks good in the soft, classic look. Classic is like medium everything, the suit look. Here's your autumn colors. These are not Larissa's colors. These are Ludmila's colors. The Jesuits goofed when they created Ludmila. They even admitted at orderofthejesuits.com. Check out my Pinterest page below here. There's a link. Autumn colors, theatrical romantic. This is Ludmila. This is not Larissa. Two different women. Okay, Ludmila is not the woman. Okay, these are different clothing personalities. A dramatic, soft dramatic. Dramatic is Loree McBride. Soft dramatic is Camila Alves. Theatrical romantic is Ludmila. Soft natural is me. Okay, the natural clothing personality was most of my men. Here is the soft classic face type. Usually they have like almost the perfect face shape, pouty lips, beautiful eyes, pointed nose. That's Larissa right there. She is a soft classic woman. Perfect face shape. Ludmila's theatrical romantic. Her face is a little bit broader, kind of like Vivien Leigh's, more pronounced features. This is the fabric that looks good on a theatrical romantic, which is not Larissa. Larissa's more subdued and soft, whereas Ludmila's bolder and theatrical romantic. Her clothing needs to make more of a statement. Needs to be the fabrics kind of, there's what a theatrical romantic looks good. And she's wearing theatrical romantic right there. She looks great there. And her colors, just like Vivien Leigh. Okay? That is not Larissa. Okay, here is Ludmila trying to be Larissa, and as you can see, it doesn't work. You just can't be a soft, classic summer Ludmila because you're a theatrical romantic autumn. You don't look good in pink, which is actually a winter color, icy pink. And the clothing personality doesn't work either. She just looks totally out of place, and the picture looks fake. This is Larissa. As you can see, she doesn't look good with orange next to her neck, but look at that child suit silver, summer color. Looks good on Larissa, who is a summer. Okay? Here's autumn. Ludmila's colors, autumn. And Camila Alves' colors, autumn. Okay? That's a different woman from Larissa. She's wearing her autumn colors. Oh, she looks... Oh, don't try to be Larissa, Ludmila. You are not summer silver, and you don't look good in classic suits like soft classic Larissa. You are Ludmila, theatrical, romantic, autumn Ludmila. You are not Larissa, and you're not fooling me for a minute. You are a different woman from Larissa, which is the woman Vladimir Putin married. Okay, here is Larissa. Soft, classic summer. She's wearing her summer colors. Looks great. And as you can see, Vladimir loved his wife. This is probably taken around 1999. He never would have divorced her. He divorced this one, though. This is the Jesuit Ludmila that was imposed on him, who's the autumn, and has a different coloring from summer Larissa. Look, she looks dreadful. She's trying to be Larissa here. It's not working. You can't be Larissa because you're not a summer, and you're not a soft classic Ludmila. Okay? Here is Larissa again. Now look how good she looks in a suit and in silver. Two different women. This is the face shape of the soft classic. Okay? Ludmila's face is a little bit broader than Larissa's, was a little bit more pointed and narrow. Okay? Two different women. The Jesuits goofed when they created Ludmila. They made her a theatrical romantic autumn when they were trying to make her a summer soft classic, and they goofed. Because they wanted her to be the clone. She's the imperfect clone of this woman right here, Larissa, who looks good in soft classic. She's not a theatrical romantic like Ludmila. And Ludmila's wearing her colors. Oh, this is the Matthew McConaughey clone trying to pretend like he's the real Matthew. I wouldn't want to meet up with that guy on the streets, man. This guy looks like a killer. Ooh, and you know most Jesuits are killers. Oh, man, he looks like he got a heart of ice. Here's the real Matthew. Now, doesn't that guy look like a nice guy, totally unlike the clone we just viewed? Two different guys. This looks like the real Matt. He looks like he's disturbed about something, but he looks manly, courageous. Let me tell you, when I look at the picture of the Matthew McConaughey clone, that guy looks so evil. He looks like he could commit murder. Whereas Matthew just looks like a courageous and manly Texan. You know, the real Matthew tries to avoid Camila, but the Jesuits used Photoshop pictures of the real Matthew with Camila to make them appear at events together when they were not there. For instance, during his alleged marriage to Camila, the Jesuits used Jesuit clones of Matthew's Hollywood friends to be at the wedding, and then it was also attended by Jesuit Matthew McConaughey and Jesuit Camila Alves. The real Matthew was not at the wedding to Camila. He can't stand her. He's petrified of her. She's a violent, very forceful woman. And all pictures of her that make her look sweet are all Photoshop. Jesuits use a lot of Photoshop to present their lies to the public. You know, after the wedding was over, the Jesuits realized that the real Matthew is a little bit too different from, the Matthew clone. So they used Photoshop pictures of the real Matthew with Camila at the wedding. In other words, they kind of like put Matthew in there, but he wasn't there. It's all Photoshop lies. That's what you're seeing online. And they're still doing that stuff. But they're having a problem, though, because the real Matthew is way different from his clone. And so now the Jesuits are flooding the media with lies that make it appear that the vulgar, vain, arrogant clone who's got a heart like ice is kind of like the real Matthew. They're trying to make Matthew appear to be freewheeling, insensitive, but yet in a cool way. These Jesuits think they're cool even though they're cold murderers. And they're trying to phase over Matthew's. They're using Jesuit agents in the media to write lying articles about the real Matthew, making him appear to be more like the arrogant, freewheeling, and insensitive Matthew McConaughey clone. But anyone with discernment and moral uprightness can tell that there are glaring inconsistencies and lies in the Jesuit presentations of the so-called marriage between Matthew McConaughey and Camila Alves, Brent Spiner with Loree McBride, and Vladimir Putin with Ludmila Putin. My men have informed me that Jesuits threaten to murder reporters who tell the truth about Jesuit conspiracies and to replace that reporter with their clone. And that's how the Jesuits maintain their lies in the news media. You know, the eyes are the window of the soul. But when I look at those Jesuits, I see pure evil in these clones. True love and happiness in marriage cannot exist with such an evil person. So all accounts that make it appear that these evil people have happy marriages with the good men on my marriage list are lies. Light and darkness do not get along.